What's going on, everybody? I'd like to welcome you back to another new podcast. So I want to share something with you guys today. I read an article and it really disturbed me. We're going to read the article together here in a little bit, but it was about a couple of girls and their usage of TikTok. We all know TikTok, very popular application. People do little silly dances on there or whatever. And what ended up happening was very disturbing, and it caused me to go down a little bit of a rabbit hole and find some information. And I want to share that information with you guys because I think that it's important that we're talking about this sort of thing. So if you don't have time right now to watch the whole video, I would encourage you to hit that watch later button. This way you can come back to it. Another option is just to like the video so it gets saved in your likes, and then you can come back anytime you want. Or an even better option, just subscribe to the channel so that anytime I release a video, you'll be the first to know, including this one. So let's get right into it. And like I said, we're going to start with this article. All right, so here's the article that I was talking about. And before we get started, I do want to say that it's a very sensitive topic and involves children. So if you get triggered by that sort of thing, then I would suggest skipping on to the next part. Just want to be aware of that. And we're going to skim through this article. I won't read all of it. I just want to get the main parts. And there's other things that I want to talk about as well in relation to this. But it starts here. It says the families of a 9-year-old Wisconsin girl and an 8-year-old Texas girl have filed wrongful death lawsuits against the popular social media platform TikTok, claiming their daughters died after participating in TikTok challenges. Ariana Jaylene Arroyo of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, received her first cell phone from her parents when she was 7 years old, according to the Social Media Victims Law Center, which is representing the Arroyo family. Ariana downloaded TikTok and started to post videos of herself dancing and singing, as many users do on the social media platform. And that's all we see on the platform. We think it's something just so innocent, so harmless. But it continues on. It says, but as she continued to use the app, Ariana became obsessed with participating in TikTok challenges, her family claimed. Because many of these TikTok challenges involve eating and dancing, Ariana's parents did not regard them as dangerous, as many parents don't, because it does seem fun for your kids just to sit around and doing this all day. I mean, who would think that something bad can result from that? But the article goes on to say, but on February 26, 2001, Ariana's 5-year-old brother found her unconscious and hanging by a dog's leash, which she appeared to affix to the door in her bedroom. And there's a little girl right here. Very beautiful child, and it's sad that she will never have the opportunity to grow up. Now, this article goes on to mention another child that this happened to. Similarly, Leilani Erica Renee Walton of Temple, Texas, received her first cell phone when she was 8 years old. Again, they get these phones so early. That's a very influential age, 7, 8 years old. And she did the same thing. She downloaded TikTok. She started posting videos of herself singing and dancing just like Ariana. The article goes on here to talk about the circumstances leading up to that, but it resulted in a similar outcome, unfortunately. So they ended up filing a lawsuit on behalf of the Arroyo family and Leilani's family, claiming that TikTok has a defective design and it is an addictive product that is not safe for users. We are going to explore that more in detail later in this video. So that was the article that got me thinking. And it really got me thinking because I've been hearing so much about TikTok lately in the news and it hasn't been anything good. I want you guys to check this video out and stick with me.
Now back to those major concerns over TikTok. The FCC commissioner is urging Apple and Google to remove the app entirely from its platforms. He says it's posing an unacceptable national security risk to Americans. Let's bring in Vivek Ramaswamy. He's biotech entrepreneur and author of Nation of Victims. He's also the executive chairman of Strive Asset Management. Vivek, thanks so much for being with us today. I want to read this to you. This is from the FCC commissioner. He essentially called TikTok a wolf in sheep's clothing. He says TikTok is not what it appears to be on the surface. It's not just an app for fun sharing fun videos or memes. That's the sheep's clothing. At its core, TikTok functions as a sophisticated surveillance tool that harvests extensive amounts of personal and sensitive data. Are you shocked?
I'm not shocked, and I think that this is actually really interesting because it gets to the heart of a dilemma that a lot of people have wondered about, Jillian, which is how it was that the Communist Party of China went on to embrace such capitalistic principles. And the answer has to do with this. They realized that they could weaponize capitalism as a Trojan horse that the other side could not resist, as a way to accomplish geopolitical and eventually, mark my words, even military goals.
Now that is very concerning, that an app that is supposedly so innocent, we give it to our kids and we let them spend thousands of hours in front of it, but it's really an app that the Chinese government is using to collect data on us. So much so that the FCC commissioner is saying you need to take it off your platforms. It is a national security risk. And from my understanding, it's even banned by the military. Now, what's even scarier about this app is that it is hyper efficient at putting what you like in front of your face and continuing to put you in an echo chamber. So I want you guys to check this out, because I found this article in The Interpreter and it's talking about the unique power of TikTok's algorithm. We won't go through the whole video, so I may just leave a link to it if you want to check the whole thing out. But it says this: one potential challenge is an intensified filter bubble effect. The filter bubble describes a scenario in which social media reinforces our existing beliefs rather than exposing us to new information that we may dislike. While filter bubble is a contested phenomenon not exclusive to online environment, TikTok's hyper-efficient recommendation system could be more prone than traditional platforms are to shrinking the diversity of the content users consume. Basically, it is very good at finding what you like, putting it in front of your face and echoing that and repeating it. So the article also goes on to say this: by aiming content directly at groups and subcultures sharing the same tastes, TikTok deprioritizes the human network that underlies other platforms and the organic diversity that derives from human networks. Further, this platform model could also intensify political polarization. An experiment shows that TikTok's politically neutral, fun-loving feed can turn conservative and far right in just a day of looping, liking, and sharing certain content. Now that is scary. Now, this is not about politics and whether it's going to make someone right wing, left wing. The point is that it can have so much effect on influence in our minds. And when we have our children on there whose minds are at a very malleable state, it can influence them to become some of the worst people. I want you to check this out.
China's version of TikTok celebrates academic achievements, athletic achievements. It's all science projects, all these different fascinating things, and they lock it out at 10 p.m. At 10 p.m., no one's on it. Those kids are not allowed to get on it because they're trying to encourage achievement. They're trying to encourage, like China has a program to try to make men more manly, like this open program where they're trying to make men more masculine. They're doing all these things with like this idea of engineering a society of more accomplished, more successful people. Whereas, what are we doing on TikTok? Kids are fucking dancing and they're
Kardashian memes.
They're screaming about veganism and how blue their hair is, and it's wild.
Yeah, I wonder.
The difference is interesting.
Now, I don't know about you, but it's scary that a company would make two different versions of an app. The version for their country promotes great things, achievements, in athletics, academics, arts. They want their children seeing the best of the best. They want them to be influenced by that. But when they give it to America, it's the worst of the worst. And we are seeing that play out in real time. And do you think that TikTok doesn't have an influence on that? When somebody sits all day and they see somebody twerking all day and that's normalized to them, so now they go out and do the same thing. When I hear something like this, it does disturb me because I think that it is having a bad effect on the American society as a whole, including dating. because I think that a lot of the videos that get shared to a lot of men and women are causing that divide. And if you wanted to destroy a country, especially if you don't want to go to military action, then you destroy it from within. And one of the best ways to destroy a country from within is to tear apart the family. No family, no community. No community, nothing to fight for. And it's easy for somebody to come in and take over when you have destroyed yourself. So I think that we have to be a lot more conscious about the material and the information that we're consuming on some of these platforms. And it's not just TikTok, social media in general. There's a lot of people behind these screens that would probably want to influence you to be the worst versions of yourself. And we're living in a society where when you encourage people to be the best versions of themselves, they often attack you, which is very, very weird. But I wanted to keep this as brief as I could. There's a lot more that we could go into, but I do encourage everybody to do their own research. Don't just take my word for it. And if you find some other information that adds on or something that, may contradict something I said, comment about it. Let me know, because I would love to have a discussion about this. But that's going to do it. So subscribe to the channel, like the video. And if you guys have anything to say, please leave it in the comments below. And until another time, I'll see you guys later.